Hello everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today, we will explore the magical world of Bhutan, a country that values happiness over wealth. Women are allowed to find other men when they are married. Military power is always at the bottom of the rankings, but has never been invaded. Stay tuned to discover what makes this Himalayan kingdom so extraordinary, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more interesting content. 1. Gross national happiness, GNH, is more important than GDP. To take care of the health of Bhutanese people, as well as their spiritual life, in 2018, a committee called the Gross National Happiness Committee was established. The King of Bhutan once said that the Gross National Happiness Index, GNH, is more important than GDP. The country spends nearly 20% of its budget on providing free education and healthcare to all people regardless of class. Surprisingly, the country has absolutely no homeless people, because if people lose their homes and cannot rebuild them, they will come to the king to ask for a new piece of land to build a house and grow crops. Bhutan is also described as a country where the relationship between the king and the people, between the government and the working class, becomes extremely close. The crime rate in Bhutan is quite low, thanks to the strong community spirit and cultural values. Common crimes in Bhutan are usually theft, drug use, or fraud. Violent crimes such as murder are rare. Mutual respect and solidarity help maintain security and peace in society. However, economic development and the introduction of foreign cultures have brought new temptations that make young people begin to question the traditional way of life. The pressure to succeed and fierce competition are gradually replacing the inherent peace. Bhutan, a small country with a population of only 700,000 people, was once praised as the happiest country in the world, but now it is not even on the list of 143 countries ranked in happiness globally. According to data from the World Bank, over the past 5 years, Bhutan's economic growth rate has stagnated, around 1.7%. This reflects a policy that prioritizes quality of life over pursuing growth at all costs. Faced with the real pressure of an increasingly difficult economy, Bhutan is on the threshold of a major transformation. The Bhutanese government is starting to develop GNH 2.0, an improved version that balances economic growth and people's happiness. 2. Polygyny. Polyandry. In Bhutan, polygamy and polyandry were once widespread, especially among aristocratic and wealthy families, but these practices have gradually declined and are no longer widely accepted. A notable example is Bhutan's fourth king, who had 4 wives. Additionally, among the Arba ethnic group in northwestern Bhutan, polyandry is practiced, where a woman can marry multiple men. This practice ensures that children inherit the family's land and livestock. However, such customs are mostly confined to remote areas where intermarriage with outsiders is not accepted. With the younger generation receiving better education and moving to cities, these traditions are slowly fading. While Bhutan officially shifted to a monogamous marriage policy in the 1990s, with new laws prohibiting incest and allowing men to have up to 3 wives with the consent of the others, polyandry and other traditional practices are still maintained in some remote regions. In these areas, marrying close relatives is seen as an honor and a way to preserve family unity and prevent property from being divided with outsiders. Women in Bhutan can also have multiple husbands for practical reasons. The rugged mountainous terrain and long distances between villages mean that husbands are often away for months at a time on business, and additional husbands help with heavy chores. These men are usually close relatives or neighbors, and in sparsely populated mountain areas, polyandry ensures the continuation of the family lineage. 3. The highest point in Bhutan has not yet been conquered. Gangkhar Puensum, the highest unconquered mountain in the world, is located in the Himalayas with an elevation of 7,570 meters above sea level. This mountain lies on the border between Bhutan and Tibet, but its exact location remains a subject of debate. Chinese maps place the mountain's summit on the border, while other sources claim it is entirely within Bhutan's territory. Due to the uncertainty, maps often mark Gangkhar Puensum in various locations. In 1983, Bhutan opened its doors to mountaineering, and many explorers attempted to conquer Gangkhar Puensum based on marked coordinates. However, none were able to pinpoint the mountain's true summit. In 1994, Bhutan banned climbing mountains above 6,000 meters to respect the spiritual beliefs of its people, who regard the mountains as the dwelling places of deities and spirits. By 2003, Bhutan prohibited all mountaineering activities within its borders. In 1998, a Japanese expedition was granted permission by the China Mountaineering Association to attempt Gangkhar-Puensum from the Tibetan side. However, the plan was abandoned due to objections from Bhutan. Instead, the team successfully climbed the nearby Lion Kangri, which stands at 7,535 meters and is located in Tibet. According to the team's notes, Gangkhar-Puensum is approximately 2 kilometers away via a ridge, and they could have climbed it with Bhutan's approval. Nonetheless, Bhutan appears uninterested in exploring its highest peak. As a result, Gangkhar-Puensum remains the tallest mountain in the world yet to be conquered, symbolizing the harmony between humanity and nature in this land of happiness. 4. Military power. Bhutan does not have an air force, only possessing a few transport aircraft mainly used for rescue operations. It has no navy, as the country is landlocked, and it also lacks military tanks. As a result, Bhutan consistently ranks at the bottom in military power rankings. Surprisingly, despite sharing borders with two large and ambitious countries, India and China, Bhutan has never been colonized. Even the mighty British Empire in the 18th century was unable to invade Bhutan, as the majestic mountain ranges here acted as natural fortresses that could not be crossed. For this reason, the King of Bhutan does not place significant emphasis on military investment. Today, the Royal Bhutan Army consists of a royal bodyguard unit and primarily the Royal Bhutan Police. Participation in this organization is voluntary, with a minimum recruitment age of 18. The standing military force numbers around 6,000 personnel and is trained by the Indian Army. The annual military budget is approximately $13.7 million, which is equivalent to 1.8% of Bhutan's GDP, while Russia's budget is over $155 billion, accounting for 38.6% of its total state budget. This is a very modest expenditure compared to many countries in Asia. For comparison, a US M1A2 tank is valued at $8.5 million, meaning Bhutan's annual defense budget is not enough to purchase even 2 modern American tanks. Number 5. Mahayana Buddhism. Why is Bhutan such a happy and serene country with people who live so peacefully? One of the main reasons is that Bhutan is a predominantly Buddhist nation, with 85% of its population following Mahayana Buddhism. This esoteric branch of Buddhism is particularly popular in Tibet and the Himalayan region. Bhutanese people frequently meditate, go on pilgrimages, and pray. The revered spiritual leader Je Khenpo is regarded as the embodiment of wisdom and compassion. He plays an essential role not only in spiritual matters but also in political life. Je Khenpo serves as an advisor to the king and the government on religious and ethical issues. Bhutanese monks dedicate their lives to studying and practicing Buddhism. Many of them join monastic life at a very young age, sometimes as early as 6 or 7 years old. Becoming a monk is seen as a path to a blessed life. Bhutan has about 8 large monasteries and more than 200 smaller ones, with around 12,000 monks and 5,000 nuns. Monastic life in Bhutan is disciplined and simple. Monks wake up at 4:30 a.m. to meditate, pray, study philosophy and rituals, and engage in manual labor. Bhutan also makes efforts to prevent other religions from spreading within its borders. Since the majority of the population practices Buddhism, most people are vegetarians. While livestock farming is common, slaughtering animals is not allowed. Instead, Bhutan exports livestock to India and imports meat back into the country. 6. Negative carbon index. Bhutan is a country that is extremely close to nature, surrounded by mountains and forests and rich ecosystems. Nature conservation and environmental protection are not only highly valued, but also stipulated in the country's constitution. According to the constitution, at least 60% of the country's land area must be covered by forests at all times. But in reality, more than 70% of Bhutan's territory is currently covered by forests. This has helped Bhutan become the only country in the world to achieve a negative carbon index, meaning that the amount of carbon emitted is lower than the amount of carbon that trees and ecosystems can absorb. This is truly an amazing achievement. Bhutan also has many unique laws to protect the environment. On the first Sunday of every month, all motor vehicles, except public vehicles and tourist vehicles, are banned from the road to take a break for the environment. The first ban on plastic bags was enacted in 1999 and then reimposed in 2005 and 2009 after the addition of alternative solutions. In addition, Bhutan also completely banned the import of chemical fertilizers, demonstrating the country's determination to protect the environment and maintain clean agriculture. Bhutan is the first country in the world to say no to smoking. In 2004, Bhutan banned smoking in public places and even entertainment venues. Initially, this ban was considered not to be effective until 2010, when the government continued to pass an even stricter law. Specifically, smoking will be a crime and will not be allowed to pay bail. Violators can be sentenced to up to 3 years in prison. If international tourists come here and want to bring cigarettes, they will have to pay very expensive additional fees. Number 7. The most dangerous airport in the world. Bhutan has only one international airport, Paro International Airport, located in the Paro Valley, about 50 kilometers from the capital city of Thimphu. It is considered one of the most dangerous airports in the world due to its unique geographical location. Paro Airport sits at an altitude of 2,235 meters above sea level and is surrounded by mountains over 5,000 meters high. Only a few specially certified pilots are allowed to land at this airport, and takeoffs and landings are only permitted during daylight hours in good weather conditions. The rapidly changing weather can pose significant challenges for navigation. Paro Airport primarily serves flights operated by Drukare, Royal Bhutan Airlines, and Bhutan Airlines, the two national carriers. Flights from Paro connect Bhutan with several regional destinations, including Thailand, Bangkok, India, Delhi, Kolkata, Nepal, Kathmandu, Bangladesh, Dhaka, and Singapore. 8. Bhutanese people do not have surnames. The traditional naming system in Bhutan usually does not include surnames, and each person typically has 2 names. Some parents do not give their children names immediately after birth, but instead wait for a lama to choose a name based on astrology, the child's birth date, or the qualities the parents hope their child will possess. Since Bhutanese people do not have surnames, the names of children can be completely different from those of their parents, making it difficult for outsiders to discern family relationships based solely on names. 9. Bhutanese women. Women in Bhutan have a special role in the country's society and culture. They are often seen as the backbone of the family, holding significant power in managing family affairs and assets. One unique aspect of Bhutanese culture is that family assets are typically passed down to daughters rather than sons, as it is believed that women will remain with the family to take care of their parents, while men are more likely to leave in search of a life of their own. In marriage, some regions of Bhutan maintain special customs, such as polyandry, where a woman may have multiple husbands, typically to assist in agricultural work. This is because the rugged mountain terrain makes travel difficult and prolonged. In some areas, cousin marriages or marriages within the family also exist as a tradition. Alongside these customs, Bhutanese women also enjoy certain freedoms in making personal life decisions, especially in recent years when Bhutan has opened up to the outside world and started adjusting marriage and family regulations. Women in Bhutan not only participate in family activities, but also play important roles in community and societal matters. In recent years, they have gradually taken on key positions in politics, education, and the economy. 10. Astrology. Astrology plays a vital role in the cultural, religious, and social life of the Bhutanese people, serving as a guide for major decisions and everyday activities. Before building a house, organizing a wedding, or opening a business, individuals often consult astrologers, known as tsip, to select auspicious dates and times. In Buddhist ceremonies, astrology is used to determine the right timing for religious events, helping to maintain harmony between humans and the universe. It also influences naming practices, predicting a child's future, and even selecting important travel dates. The Bhutanese believe that astrology not only aids in resolving health and spiritual issues, but also helps ward off bad luck through rituals or changes in feng shui. As an integral part of their cultural traditions, astrology connects generations and strengthens national identity, reflecting the harmony between spirituality and daily life in Bhutanese society. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Bhutan. This remarkable country reminds us that true wealth lies in happiness, community, and harmony with nature. If you found this video insightful, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to explore more fascinating destinations and stories with us. Until next time, stay curious and keep discovering.